Immediately following that last play, after everything he'd gone through, look, questions about illness and fight and play, and was any of it good enough? Now the questions about this process are, where in the world do they go from here?
I haven't thought about it too much. I mean, I got to sit down and really talk to my team, not like the team here with the organization. But I have so many guys that sacrifice so much to make sure that I'm able to play at a high level. You know, I want to make sure that their families are happy just like I'm happy.
How do you feel about the job that Brett's done, and what is your relationship like with Brett?
I heard about all these rumors and stuff, and I just thought it was bull. Man, he's done a fantastic job. It's hard when you got 5 guys. It's hard to, put it together, and at the end of the day, it comes down to the players. He has, I don't think he should have anything to worry about. Obviously, I got a lot of love for him. If there was someone to blame, put it all on me.
The Sixers had a lot of ups and downs this year. We're going to see them on the court. We know that at some point, some of them, maybe on Bravo in a TV show, because there's a lot going on here about who trusts who, and then they're adding in new players and guys not playing together. And, I want to start with Embiid because, Jet, look, young players all learn, right? I don't know. He had 3 different illnesses and things going on. There's a lot that went on this year. But you could see how much he wants it by the emotion he immediately felt afterwards. How much does a young player in that spot learn from what he went through this year?
Well, he learns a lot. Because one thing about experience is once you go through it, you understand, again, what's necessary when you get back in that situation. And through adversity, you build character. So he's went through some adversity this postseason, didn't quite perform to the level that we're used to seeing him do in the regular season. And so now it'll be a long summer for him if he truly is the player that he says he is, right? He says he's one of the most dominant forces that we've ever seen. And so now he'll have to go watch film, right? Then he'll have to go put the work in. And now once you put that work in, you go back and you watch the playoff series and you watch the success you had, but watch the times where they double teamed you, you didn't quite make the right play, or you've seen certain situations where you could have been more aggressive, more assertive. And next year, you'll see smoke coming out his ears, and he'll be ready to roll. He seems like that type of kid to me.
Yeah, which I think you like the emotion because you can see how much he cared. I think, Coach, one of the questions that people have is they can, in the same game, look at like a team on the cusp where you should feel like this is the stepping point, and then they look like maybe the pieces don't work. So when you look at Butler and Harris and the questions, how do you try and evaluate how close the Sixers really are to the end of that process, getting to the finals, winning a championship, the things that they're trying to do?
Isn't the first step to evaluate who you really want back as part of this team to grow with Simmons and Embiid? So when you have 4 guys who are entering free agency, one being Jimmy Butler, then Redick, Scott was a nice pickup to spread him out, okay, another guy to shoot the basketball. Then Tobias Harris, who has a lot of promise, okay, tremendous upside. You make your decisions, you're taking your money, you're putting it there, and then you, like Milwaukee did, you say, what else do we need to add to this team? And let's remember, they lost #1 pick in the draft, right, with Fultz, who really hasn't helped them at all.
When you look at Ben Simmons, I think it's fair to say there is a level of greatness that you can get to because of talent, Jet, and then work has to come in. Kawhi came in as a great defender. Now look at the offensive player he is, and that's one of many examples. I think of Zach LaVine, he was a dunker. Remember, now 5-6 threes in a game. Ben Simmons didn't seem to get better at the line or with his jump shot. I answer the question everybody has. How important is that? For them to get to that next level, does he need to assert himself in the gym and get better with that shot?
Well, definitely. And he's still a young player in this league, and he's seen where he's had great levels of success, scoring the basketball, facilitating, and rebounding, and then defending. Think about the task that he had to endure in this last series with Toronto. He guarded Kawhi Leonard the entire series. So that experience alone should make him better especially on that end of the floor. Now, he is a cornerstone of this franchise, and it will be their job to continue to develop him and get him up to the level that they want him so they can have success. But also, from management's perspective, like Giannis in Milwaukee and John Horst, they have to put pieces around him that fits his skill set. And when I talk about pieces, I mean shooting. You can't afford to lose J.J. Redick. You can't lose Tobias Harris. Those guys create the space necessary for someone like Ben Simmons to attack and penetrate the gaps and be effective on the offensive end.
Jet, let me say this about Ben Simmons, and I'm sure along the way you've come across one or two of these type of guys. Everything has always been very easy for him. His ability to take the ball from end to end, his size, his ability to handle his skills, it came easy all the way. He gets to the NBA now, he comes in as a youngster thinking it's going to be easy once again. But at some point, those kinds of players have to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I need to really work. I've never worked hard enough to get my game to where it should be. And when that light goes on, when they wake up, they transform themselves into something different. That's what I'm waiting for him to have happen.
Only yes or no answers. Is Tobias Harris a Sixer next season? Only yes or no answers.
Yes.
Yes.
I will say yes. Jimmy Butler.
Question mark.
Terrible.
Yes.
No. I didn't say question mark, at least. When we come back, there is a question mark, not about whether or not John